I saw Rotor on YouTube the other night. It's kind of a RoboCop meets the Terminator meets a very, very low budget. It is a firm recommend. Just search ROTOR 1987. It'll pop up. It's a classic, and there's probably more reviews on it than there are the actual film itself, but it's up there. Anyway, so the Star Wars trilogy is done, and the Mando season is over. Is anyone else feeling a little bit sad? I can only hope that Captain Marvel 2 comes out quickly, but knowing Hollywood, they will be sure to release a female remake of a fan favorite that is sure to lose money. Why not just remake The Lord of the Rings, but with an all-female cast? Instead of, I am no man, she can say, damn you, patriarchy! Well, that's my Kelly Sue DeConnick voice. Anyway, you know how tired of the N-word I am? The Germans from the 30s and 40s, that N-word. I am so sick of hearing about them. They are such a tired, overused cliche. You know, the Chinese or Russian commies were actually worse than the Germans, and the Japanese weren't so great either. But for some reason, they are fixated on the Germans. It's all so tiresome. But when I flipped through this comic called The Mark and saw our German friends from 80 years ago, I sighed loud enough to wake the dead. There is no trope more overused than the German one. It is so unbelievably boring. I don't know why they have such a hard-on against the Germans. Are they racist against them? The only thing I can think of, but don't they like Volkswagens? Actually, there are a bunch of comics I wanted to talk about, but in this politically correct Brave New World, it's pretty difficult without being called Istophobic or getting shadow banned by YouTube. People on YouTube are the masters of the synonym game, but YouTube catches on, so we have to find substitutes for our substitutes, trying to stay one step ahead of the YouTube algorithm, speaking in codes like spies. One of them is a three-parter called Deluge. It's set in during Hurricane Katrina, and if you watched the news at the time, then you know what was up. But in the magical world of woke comics, can you guess who the bad guys are? Despite all evidence to the contrary, the bad guys are, of course, blonde, or maybe in this case, red hair. It is a strange world the SJWs live in, where blonde men are running around doing the things that blonde men don't do. And SJW's entire narrative is built around a strawman, but cultural Marxists are going to cultural Marxist. I would laugh my ass off if someone made a comic about Hurricane Katrina that was actually factual. That would never happen in an American comic because we were always at war with Oceania. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that we need a comic like that. A comic that showed the truth. But you can't make a comic that says that during Katrina it was blonde man bad without expecting someone to hit you with facts and point out that the blonde men were actually driving their fishing boats around rescuing people. There were non-blonde people who were shooting at the blonde men and robbing them, but facts are istophobic. But you get the savagery of Katrina under Donald Trump. I mean, technically he wasn't in office, but, you know, he was on Earth, so, like, it's his fault, and you're istophobic if you disagree. The other comic called Mark would also be tough to talk about on YouTube because it has so many hot words. But, you know, it's funny that Blonde Man is so peaceful that you have to go back 80 years to find examples of them not being peaceful. Anyway, so I came across Miss Marvel, a kids comic. Surely this should be easy to review. It's about a violent Muslim girl who tramples all over other people's civil rights and is involved in a relationship with a kafir, so her brother stones her. That would be the honest assessment, but it is double plus on good to think such wrongthink. The comic is about a family that comes from the vastly superior Bumfuckistan to diversify America with their third world way of living and enrich Americans with their peaceful religion and advanced views on women's and gay rights. It should be obvious that a third world country has much to teach a first world country. For example, they can teach the first world how to quickly become the third world. And yes, I know that this kind of wrongthink means that I will not be on YouTube for very long, but c'est la vie, and I'll see you on alternative video sharing platforms. Ms. Marvel's family quickly adjusts to their new country and tries to blend in smoothly into the culture, or, whatever the opposite of that is. In fact, the exact opposite. Ms. Marvel hooks up with a kafar, brings shame to her family, so her brother Honor kills her, so the family name isn't tarnished. I'm sure that's going to happen in the next issue. They better start digging that hole for the stoning. Brother is concerned. Oh wait, this is the family blending in smoothly into their new country. Just blending in smoothly, not sticking out, trying to be a part of the new country. No problem there. I'll find Kamala and I'll be right back, Ami. Inshallah, it will all be okay. Running away concerned. Inshallah. Did you know he was a Muslim? Because I'm not sure they made that very clear. Muslim running is no cause for panic. And there goes Bianca's channel. The peaceful person of peace bumps into Kamala's boyfriendish. I'm sure that won't go wrong. Why is he wearing skinny jeans? Whatever. And the blonde man bad, or in this case, I don't know, auburn-haired, red-haired man is beating the hell out of a poor little brown girl because, what else would happen, right? And so while she's getting the hell beat out of her in Central Park, Gordon Goodbrother Jamal rolls up and says, "Y'all okay over here? Sounded like a girl was in trouble." Do I say it? I probably won't say it. If I say it, it'll just... No, I won't say it. How do I say it without saying it? I can't. I don't think I can. Okay, so blonde man bad bitch slaps the colored person of color, who, thank God, the colored woman of color rescues the person. It says, "Phew, I guess I should have minded my own business." It's killing me not to say it, though. Where'd that monster dude go? Gone, but he should be easy to find. He drumps America. And hey, thanks for not just minding your business. Jersey City needs more people who help. Probably talking to EVS. Okay, so the agitated gentleman from Pakistan, looks like he's wearing his Al-Qaeda t-shirt. What is are you just trying to make him look like a T-word? I think he might be. Anyway, so the kafar, who's totally not going to get thrown off a rooftop, says he and the peaceful girl of peace have a little bit of a relationship, and she kissed him, and I don't know what this Umar Bumfuckistan is not pleased with women having rights because they come from an actual patriarchy. Did he just say rawr? I know this is written for kids, but it's not written for dumb kids. I was going to say the R word, but YouTube is just... it's just like they suck the life out of everything enjoyable. Oh, this is great. She bashes an electrical post and gets shocked. So he discovers her weakness is electricity. So then he tortures her with electricity. Because look at that grinning pale face, and look at her brown face, because that's totally what happens in the world is pale attacks brown, and it's not the other way around, except it is in like 99%. Whatever. Anyway, so he has a heart-to-heart with the guy that he's going to throw off a rooftop in about a few days after he gets his posse together. And I won't say it. So he's having a gentle heart-to-heart, and this is tricky because they're talking around the issue of having a Muslim girl in your comic as the protagonist. because you really can't have her in a relationship at all with anyone outside of her race and religion. So they're just... Bruno, I've told you before, you and Kamala... ... Okay, I guess we'll just guess the rest. Look, I get it. You understand my sister. You really do. But ... Look, man, we can talk about this later. That's when I'll throw you off the rooftop and stone my sister to death. Right now, I need to be with Ami and Abu, and we need you to find Kamala so we can put her in a pit, cover her with stones, and stone her to death. Okay, whatever. This, who's this written by? Solomon Ahmed or something? Anyway, so she effortlessly powers up and beats the hell out of the red-haired man. Does he have green eyes? I'm sure he would in his Dr. Jekyll form. Effortlessly beats him with no stakes whatsoever. And her uniform, and if this reminds you of what, the 1980s Spider-Man, there's probably a reason for it. The uniform causes more violence against the red-haired man. Does this, I mean, if you've read Venom from like 30 years ago, this should all seem very, very familiar. Anyway, the new antagonist pops up, and of course she has blonde hair. Well, let's see what next month holds in store. Oh. More excitement from Team Marvel. You guys are really, really setting the world afire there, Marvel. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and send me your comics or your art I can use for the channel, BiancaZombie602 @gmail.com. And I will see you guys all next episode.